You know, I often watch a film particularly to see if I can see something in how people are dressed or what they're wearing or how they're wearing it. Because the way I design is so much about distilling an emotion into one statement or an edit of how you're dressed. My name's Bella Freud and I'm a fashion designer. For my inspiration, I look around pretty much everywhere, and sometimes it will be something I've read. You know, I have like a repertoire of things that I think about or look at when I'm starting a collection, or I need to go further, or I'm looking for something that's missing. Somehow it embeds itself if I draw it out. It's like a muscle memory. It's like learning an instrument. If I hear anything of the slightest interest, I'll draw it out. La Belle et la Bête, sort of, you know, classic fairy tale from childhood, but interpreted by Jean Cocteau. It's got a sadness and a beauty about it. It's like a Greek myth. It's completely spellbinding. The scene where the candlesticks open their arms as you go along the corridor and it's all black, I think that's one of the greatest images ever. Everyone is wearing these amazing outfits, even the beast. You know, there's this great, like, wild, shaggy head coming out of these amazing evening clothes. Life is pretty far-fetched, and when someone captures it well in a film, it's credible. And I think the clothes are so important, and if you get the costumes right, you see the character much more multi-dimensional. I think that is really exciting. It's kind of a fizz moment always in a film. When I started my own label, I just decided to make films instead of doing fashion shows. I just thought that I would be able to get my idea of identity across better through film, even though I had no idea how to make a film. I hadn't the faintest idea. Well, I suppose a film that really does have beautiful costumes is Belle de Jour. You know, they're all Yves Saint Laurent costumes, and Buñuel is my favourite director, and I love the way he uses clothes in his films. They're sort of fetishistically feminine, but in a very kind of demure way.
Comment tu t'appelles?
Belle de Jour.
Et après?
C'est tout.
Tu te méfies de moi? Je veux savoir ton nom.
Belle de Jour.
Pourquoi la nuit tu n'es pas là? Qu'est-ce que tu fais alors?
Quelle jolie botte.
Immediately there's all these kind of different facets of the man-woman relationship. She's quite a kind of contained person, Catherine Deneuve, in that film, and Pierre Clementi character is so wild and so seductive, and then he wears that leather mac, and that leather mac haunted me for years, and it was almost like what he wore, she was almost wearing. And even though the clothes are so unforgettably beautiful and exquisite, you don't really overly think about them because the story and the film itself is just beyond everything. Five Broken Cameras, I saw it 4 times actually. I thought it was a brilliant film, and it showed so well the sort of ordinary life of Palestinians in their own occupied land and how they try to deal with it, how to protest against being treated really badly without resorting to violence.
سرعة رصاصة M16 هي 853 متر في الثانية. الرصاصة بتأخذ 3 أجزاء الثانية. توصل كاميرتي. بهاي اللحظة السريعة قبل ما التجربة تصير مجرد ذكرى، كل شي كنت أعرفه راح.
What's great about the film as well is that he's an artist. He's really interested in filming. His children, his little boy, you know, who he uses as the eyes and how his life is in this world. If he wasn't living under occupation, maybe he would have made a film. You know, art is an important prism to show how things matter, and it's another way of bringing people to the table. And I've always had a love of protest imagery and posters and record covers and all that stuff, and you have to choose how to show that. And sometimes a T-shirt is the way to do it, and it's really exciting to get that into fashion in some way, but without battering people over the head with it. I think independent cinema is the most important because it's where you see ideas uncensored, unadulterated, unfiltered, because don't get me wrong, you know, all film is really interesting. But without independent cinema, there's no kind of cooking pot. You just see things you've never seen. It just generates this kind of incredible wake-up calls all over the place.